Hi, Zizaran here with a final update for Explosive Arrow, and this is going to be for the champion version, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Obviously, Hierophant is incredibly strong too. Steel Mage finished rank 2 overall in the race with that, and you can ask Steel Mage more for like in-game output on the Hierophant, but obviously very successful build. I chose to go with the champion because it's even more tanky. And we do have a beginner guide for this. This is going to be less comprehensive than my league starter guides because obviously they're meant for new people and there's nothing wrong with it. This is more like, you know, once you have like, I actually don't really know what kind of investment this is on Trade League because prices are very skewed and I never play Trade League, but you know, uniques and stuff are so easy to get. So actually I have no idea on prices, but I just want to show my progress and talk a little bit of what I've done with the build right now. And I've done everything in the game except Feared and Uber Elder. We have a boss kill compilation video, and you can see in the background too, it's just snapping down bosses. It's really good. But yeah, I just wanted to share my progress and talk about my gear. I do also have another video where I talk a little bit about how I crafted each piece. It's a lot of essences and a lot of reforge more likely. The only thing I'm working on right now, I just finished my rings. I just need a resist swapper. And I'm thinking about getting a new bow. The only downside here is that the fire resist is actually pretty important for me right now because I really want to be very heavily overcapped. The reason for that is that the new altars and endgame maps have like a thing that's like minus 40 cold and lightning res, minus 40 fire and cold res, and you get a lot of extra drops. And I really want to be able to do that. So I want to have at least 121 of each resist instead of just being overcapped. So the only things I'm really thinking about upgrading, I doubt I'm getting better boots, we'll show them in a sec, but I am thinking about trying to get a new helmet so that the life regen can be replaced by a high tier resist. Other than that, it should look the same. So we'll look over the gear. I have an okay bow. These aren't too hard to make. We have a video on how to make bows and how to color them, and I want to get the attack speed enchant instead of LE damage. Then I have a helmet enchant, Determination, that lets me run Vitality. And once I hit level 98, I can actually run a level 20 Vitality. I currently have a level 19. So I'm sitting at a whopping 625 regen without my boot enchant proccing. And I could also take the Mastery for 2% while moving, putting me at 1000 life while moving. Have the 7% mana restoration. That's very easy to get because it is a lesser enchant. So very easy to get 7% mana restoration on helmet. The fire one, I might move. Like the fist damage recouped his life. It is good. You take a lot of fist damage. And then my amulet, I am working on a better one. It's gonna be very hard. I realistically am not getting a better amulet. Realistically not getting a better one. But I will work on one. A better one would look like either +2 skills and life, or triple res and skills, or really high dot multi. Quiver, it's just with Essence of Woe, and I realistically am not getting an upgrade, but I will use all my woes trying to get a new quiver. A better quiver would just be natural attack speed and more damage as a prefix, I guess. The problem is like it's so easy to hit fire damage as a prefix, which breaks the build. But yeah, just getting more attack speed would be really nice. The natural one goes to 14, I think. You can craft very high attack speed. It's a good craft on quiver. Higher res would be really nice. Anyway, so for my boots, these are pretty much perfect. The only thing that could be better would be the resist not being so bad. That is a little frustrating, but I really wanted to get that tier 1 spell suppression. That actually let me drop these nodes that we have in the guide. So very min-max there. And you can see I still have 100% spell suppression. That also lets it be easier for me to get a new helmet because I think I can get tier 2 spell suppression on a helmet and still be okay. I said what a divine the Deadian Dawn. The gloves are literally perfect. Only thing that could be better would be if they had hybrid life as well. I will probably keep the spell suppression there to save the points on the tree. I doubt that I'm going to go for a better one. I think that's just staying. And then the max cold rest. I think I'll probably go for a new Staring X Arch one. There are some decent ones on gloves. I'll look through them, but for the rings, I'm very happy with these. This is honestly kind of perfect. I needed dex on one ring because I have a thicket bow. If I had a short bow, I could very easily take precision. But since I have a thicket bow, it just requires so much dex, and I actually need dex somewhere. So I crafted this with sorrow essences, luckily enough. I think it was like 60. and I got the number one stat I wanted, which is recoup. This is incredibly strong and not something I'd planned to do in the build, but it just means that if I take 1,000 damage, I gain 1,000 life regen over 4 seconds. So 250 life per second. So it just helps mitigate damage from hits quite a lot. So it's really, really good. And obviously I am at fairly high regen right now, so it feels really, really good to play. And the other ring, sadly, I need a lot of resist right now, and I wasn't able to hit tier 2 life, so I will try to get a new one here. And I would love damage on rings. Like, being able to actually have elemental damage on rings as prefix would be great. And then I'm using a Brass Dome. The next step here would be, Brass Dome shouldn't be too hard for me to get this league. With I do the Treant Horde, Shakari touched, Brian King touched, and Abrath touched, and a lot of tier 1 uniques are dropping, so I want to farm multiple Brass Domes and try to double corrupt one. Either getting max stress would be the number one thing I want. Damage wouldn't be bad either. Flasks, I have charges on every flask, like when hit. Attack speed, reduced effective curses, evasion, and armor. And just, I don't care if it's instant or half instant here, I just want some reactive flask. And then jewels, this has changed a little bit. I dropped a Unnatural Instinct. No idea how much this is in trade, but it is insane. Saves you so many skill points and gives you so much. You're getting the phasing nodes and the damage nodes here, but these are also good because these are also ailment and dot multi nodes. Now, this is another thing that's kind of annoying. If I didn't have this, I also would not have a dex problem and need dex on the ring. Now, because I'm saving skill points here and here, I was able to go into more water life. And I think the next points I will probably be trying to get acrimony. I really want to try to save some skill points somewhere. I'm not really sure where. It's hard. It's a tight build. I really wish I could get a little bit more reservation, so I didn't need that. Could maybe reduce my vitality level a little bit. I'm just very tight on skill points, and I only have 3 to go, and it'll take me a bit to get it. But either way, insanely happy with the build. The character, you can import it. We'll post the POB in the comments as well for what I'm using right now. And my next 3 points would probably be just taking acrimony. That'll be a big damage boost because I don't have a lot of damage over time multiplier. Once the rings are divined, I will have 6.5k life with a Brass Dome. If I didn't have a Brass Dome, I would be using this chest or something similar. That would put me at 7.5, 7.7 fully divined. And you can see the chest here, it's basically percentage life, which is an unveil, and then hybrid life and crafted life, and high spell suppression. Either way, build has performed insanely well. It was pretty much like I said in the video, it's the strongest league starter. And it turned out exactly that way. It's incredibly strong. I think it's the strongest start of a league I've had. I fucked up a little bit early myself in the race by going blind on a boss, but just incredibly powerful. And what makes this build so strong is the damage is always up. So lastly, I played a lot of Toxic Rain, but Toxic Rain gets like 4 million damage, but it's 4 million damage while you're attacking. Whereas this build, you're just slapping down the totems quickly and pressing focus, for example. Focus is very important. It makes sure that our ignite is always up and we have really high attack speed. And you have so much damage uptime. I actually thought I had like 7 or 8 million damage because I was used to playing high damage builds, but damage while I'm right clicking. So I was very surprised to see when I was in POB that I only have like 3.5 or something. It's crazy how good it feels to have damage that is up all the time. And that's why bad builds like Stormbrand, like, which can be really hard to get the damage to be very high, but even if it has 1 million damage or 2 million damage, it can end up having higher damage than other builds because it's always up. As for auras and stuff, I basically run all this, and then for the bosses that I'm not really worried about having Grace and Defiance banner on, I will put on Malevolence instead. So like Cyrus, the new bosses, honestly most of the bosses, I think. I don't really care about evasion for bosses. It's more for mapping that I want to have evasion. But yeah, that's my character. Very happy with it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And obviously some people are worried that they made a mistake by clicking Hyro. They haven't. It's incredibly strong. Probably feels better to play. There are downsides to the champion too. Like my totem lasts 8 seconds. That's very annoying. Hierophant lasts a lot longer. And obviously that also contributes to DPS uptime because they don't attack instantly. Like they have to attack. So there are definitely reasons to play both, and you get way more regen in Hyro, and the accuracy issues of Hyro is pretty solvable with the new implicits from the new influences. So that's pretty much all I can think of for this build. check out the crafting video as well, and how I did the bosses. But either way, very happy. And yeah, thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.